Today we are taking a look at ASX listed company Serolto, ticker CRO, performing some technical analysis and making some predictions on where we can expect to see CRO go in the near future. Let's get into it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another stock analysis video. Today we're taking a look at ASX listed company Serolto, ticker CRO. For those of you who aren't aware of what this company is or does, they are an emerging business software payment solutions provider, or BSPS, and they provide things such as BNPL for business to business customers, as well as a suite of other lending and finance solutions. Today we're taking a look at it. We're going to be performing our usual technical analysis and making some predictions based on that on where we can expect to see CRO go in the near future. Let's take a look now at the chart and perform some analysis. Welcome into the CRO chart, guys, and as this is the first time we're taking a look at this stock, I'm going to zoom out and give you guys a bit of perspective on what's going on. And you can see with CRO, it had an absolutely insane run of February, March of the year just gone. So we hit an all-time high on this stock of 21 cents. Huge couple of days after a few decent size announcements, but then we have been since that point downtrending. And basically what had happened is we've fallen into this sort of a channel. And if you followed me on Twitter, this is a stock I cover on a fairly regular basis as well. And this channel has been formed for quite some time, and it's just dipping up and down, bouncing. But what is interesting is that as of late, that top end of the channel has been tested more often than not. You can see that quite literally since June, we have not gone anywhere near that bottom end of the channel at all. But something quite significant has just happened over the past few days. As you can see, the price of CRO on the 30th of December broke the channel. The channel was sitting at 5 cents. It broke on that day. It got to a high of 52 cents, and today it has hit a value so far of 5.6 cents. So that is pretty interesting because it's the first time that we've seen, I'd say, a solid sort of green candle go up in this sort of a fashion in quite some time now. And what we're contesting with at the moment on the price is this 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is currently sitting at 5.3 cents as opposed to us. We are also sitting at 5.3 cents, but it is slightly above where that moving average is. Obviously a few more decimal places, that sort of thing, but we're sitting right on that. Now that is almost acting as a nice little point of support for us today, given the fact that we already broke through it and the price has come back down. Is acting as support. Now, one of two things in my opinion is going to occur. Either this support of the 50-day moving average is going to fail. It is quite a likely option to see, and I think what we'll see is a bounce down back to this downtrend line before then moving back up, breaking back through that 50-day moving average and moving forward. Or the other option is we actually bounce off this 50-day moving average as well and start moving up. What you can see is at the moment, the momentum has been driven by some buying volume. Obviously the breakout is fantastic, but the buying volume coming in. What we need to see is a continuation of that sort of buying volume to see the second option occur. If we start to see a reduction in it, we're going to see a bounce back off this line here that we've seen previously. Let's bring in the MACD. This will be a really interesting one for us at this point in time. You can see we had a nice little cross there of the 12-day EMA over the 26-day EMA, and for the first time ever, that has allowed us to, really substantially, I'd say, break that trend. So overall, looking really, really good from that perspective. You can see it's basically going up like a hockey stick at the moment. Fantastic thing to see on that, and it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. You can see that it's building up quite consistently every day. I expect to see at least one or two maybe green days before we potentially see a peak, but if the volume does keep coming in and we keep breaking upwards, then potentially we are going to be looking really good at this point in time. Now, ideally, I'd like to put in, a pattern at the moment, a flag pattern or something like that, but simply there's just not enough data at this point in time to do so on the daily chart. We may be able to on the hourly chart. As you can see, we've hit, a little bit of a peak up there, and it looks like potentially we are, forming a flag in this sort of a sense here. But still, at the end of the day, I think it is a bit too hard to tell whether or not that will be the case. That flag is going down towards that trend line, as I had mentioned previously, but let's get rid of that for the time being. It is, I suppose, not enough data to make an educated decision on whether or not that is going to occur. Going back to the daily, let's bring in the RSI as well. And what you'll notice is we were literally in the oversold area. And that was for a few days actually, and we've been trending towards that for about a month now. And finally we have seen, a bit of momentum come back. The RSI is now moving towards the higher end of 59.51, moving up to that 70 mark. We've still got some room to go, and as you would all be aware from this massive spike, yes, we can go into that overbought territory. We've got plenty of room to do it. Hopefully we do see a spike, and hopefully we do continue in the direction we are going at the moment. Now, if I was to put a target in place for what we need to hit or break through, what would that be at this point in time? Well, I think this 5.6 mark actually is quite interesting. As you can see, if we start to drag across a horizontal line, you'll see that this has been a major point of contention for this stock. And you can see that it has been a catalyst for breakouts and breakdowns alike. So this is, I suppose, the key point that we're going to hit and break through. That is, for today, my target for this video. If we can get through the 5.6 cent mark, then in my opinion, we'll be off, we'll be moving, and hopefully we'll be hitting a new target. And that new target for me in today's video, let's bring it up, let's have a look. I'd say 60 cents is probably a good target, or 6 cents is probably a good target next. That is, I suppose, reasonable for the next move upwards. I'd expect to see, if it does get in there, a bit of consolidation between the channel that will have formed between the support and resistance points there though. That wraps up our analysis on CRO for today, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down in the comment section below. Are you interested in this company, or are you already an investor in it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Of course, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe. With that, guys, I'll leave it there. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.